Hey Eagles fans, hope you all had an amazing holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or just enjoyed some time off. Yesterday was a day to relax, recharge, and reflect, and while there wasn't a ton of breaking news, there's still a lot to break down as we look ahead to the challenges this team faces in the coming weeks. I have to say, watching the games over the holidays was pretty entertaining. That matchup between Washington and Dallas had some real intensity. Washington put up a fight and almost pulled off the upset, but their lack of depth and injuries caught up with them. It was a perfect snapshot of their season, a team that shows flashes of competitiveness but struggles to sustain it against real opposition. It's always interesting to see fans jump on the bandwagon post-game, talking about what could have been or how this team might fare in the playoffs. But if history has taught us anything, the regular season doesn't always translate into postseason success, especially when a team faces tougher competition. Dak Prescott and his squad might dominate the easy matchups, but in the playoffs, they often fold under pressure, and that's something we Eagles fans know all too well from watching teams like that fall short when it really counts. Over the holidays, while I was enjoying some downtime and admittedly playing way too much Call of Duty with friends during the double experience weekend, I was also diving deep into film and analyzing how we need to approach our upcoming game against the Bills. The chatter online from Bills fans was all about how easy the matchup should be for their team and how they expected a dominant performance. But the reality is far from that. To come out on top, we need to make some adjustments offensively, especially with Jalen Hurts under center. That's a critical element that could be the key to unlocking this defense and maintaining control of the game. Incorporating more under center plays allows for a more fluid run game and opens up opportunities for play action, which is a perfect way to keep the defense guessing. When Hurts has the ability to snap under center rather than in shotgun, it adds a new dimension to the offense, something that defenses have to account for, especially when combined with playmakers like Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, and Tank Bigsby. It's not just about passing. It's about creating balance, maintaining unpredictability, and keeping the Bills off rhythm. Watching our previous game against Washington, it's clear that under center snaps led to some of the most effective sequences of the season. The run game flowed naturally. The passing game benefited from play action, and big plays were created as a result. There's an elegance to it, a rhythm that's harder to establish when you're solely relying on shotgun formations. Breaking down some of the sequences from that Washington game, you can see the impact. Saquon Barkley's runs were precise, gaining meaningful yardage, and a combination of tight end delays, motion, and smart blocking opened up lanes that gave us critical first downs. It wasn't always perfect, but the concept and execution were strong, especially when you look at how Tank Bigsby got involved in key plays, adding a new threat that defenses had to account for. Play action became a weapon. Devonta Smith's routes were precise, and Hurts made the most of every opportunity under center, stretching the defense, finding the open man, and keeping the opposition honest. These plays weren't just isolated moments. They were part of an evolving offensive strategy designed to maximize our strengths and exploit the gaps in opposing defenses. The more diverse and unpredictable we are, the harder it will be for Josh Allen and his teammates to anticipate what's coming. This game isn't just another regular season contest. It's a measuring stick to see how far this team has come and whether we can compete at the highest level heading into the playoffs. From a defensive perspective, stopping the run is the number one priority. Josh Allen might get the headlines, but the backbone of the Bills' offense is their ability to control the line of scrimmage and make big plays on the ground through James Cook. When Cook surpasses 100 yards, it's nearly impossible to contain the offense, and that's where our defense will be tested, especially in terms of gap discipline, tackling, and the performance of our young players like Jahad Campbell. Campbell's growth has been noticeable, but this is a moment where his abilities are under the microscope. Facing a top-tier running back and an experienced quarterback in the same game is a steep learning curve, and the pressure is immense. The rookie has shown flashes of brilliance, but the question remains whether he can maintain composure and make the right decisions consistently when under duress. Every choice, whether to commit to a gap, take a chance on a play action, or read the offensive line, carries significant consequences. while veterans like Nico Dean have the instinct and experience to thrive in these situations. Campbell is being asked to grow up fast and prove that he belongs on the field in high-stakes moments. Campbell himself has reflected on his growth since the start of the season. He's emphasized learning, adapting, and pushing the limits of his understanding of the game, highlighting the importance of preparation, awareness, and confidence. Going up against someone like Josh Allen is a tremendous test, but it's also a prime opportunity to showcase what he's capable of. The team is relying on him to step up, absorb the lessons from previous games, and translate that into effective action when it counts. This is a defining moment in his rookie season, a chance to cement his role as a critical part of the defensive front. Confidence, focus, and execution will determine whether he can rise to the occasion or whether the absence of a veteran like Dean will be felt. For Eagles fans, watching this young talent navigate such a challenge is part of the excitement, the uncertainty, and the promise of the future. On the injury front, things are looking fairly stable as we approach this matchup. Lane Johnson remains sidelined, giving him the opportunity to rest and return fully healthy for the playoffs, while players like Jalen Carter could contribute depending on readiness. Maintaining health is paramount because this stretch of games will test depth, stamina, and consistency. Each player stepping onto the field needs to execute their role efficiently, minimize mistakes, and absorb the adjustments necessary to succeed against a team that thrives in both passing and running situations. The Eagles have shown resilience in the past, and with careful management of injuries and strategic utilization of key players, this team can position itself for a strong finish to the season. The overarching goal is clear: handle our business, make smart strategic adjustments, and approach each game with focus and intensity. Whether it's exploiting weaknesses in the Bills' defensive formations or shoring up our own defensive vulnerabilities, the team's preparation will be the difference between a competitive game and a potential upset. Confidence from players, particularly those in pivotal roles like Campbell, combined with tactical offensive adjustments, can tilt the game in our favor. The integration of under-center plays, creative formations, and targeted playmakers sets the stage for the Eagles to assert themselves and dictate the pace of the contest. This isn't just about winning one game. It's about building momentum, demonstrating adaptability, and sending a message to the rest of the league that the Eagles are prepared to compete at the highest level, both now and in the playoffs. Looking ahead, the upcoming game against the Bills isn't just another regular season contest. It's a test of composure, strategy, and execution on both sides of the ball. On offense, the key is rhythm and adaptability, especially with Jalen Hurts under center. There's a subtle power in that formation that defenses struggle to counter. When you mix in play action with effective running schemes and smart use of personnel like Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, and Tank Bigsby, it creates layers of complexity that force the opposition to hesitate, react, and occasionally make mistakes. That hesitation is the opportunity you need. It allows space to create explosive plays, whether it's a wide receiver breaking free downfield or a running back finding a seam for a substantial gain. The more dynamic the offense, the harder it is for a disciplined defense like the Bills to anticipate and shut down every option. Consistency in execution, combined with calculated aggression, will define how effectively the Eagles can impose their game plan. On the defensive side, stopping James Cook and containing Josh Allen is the crux of the game. Cook's ability to find holes, exploit gaps, and gain yardage after contact makes him one of the most challenging running backs to contain in the league. The front seven has to maintain gap integrity, tackle with precision, and communicate effectively on each play. That's where players like Jahad Campbell come into the picture. As a rookie, he's learning how to read offensive cues, anticipate blocking schemes, and react decisively. His growth over the season has been noticeable, but this is a high-stakes environment where the smallest misstep can be costly. The difference between an average play and a game-changing stop is often a matter of split-second decisions. While Nico Dean's veteran presence provides a reliable standard, Campbell is being asked to rise to the occasion and demonstrate that he can execute against elite talent. His development isn't just about individual performance. It's about contributing to a cohesive defensive unit capable of bending, but not breaking under pressure. Confidence and composure will be critical, especially as the game progresses. The Bills will test every gap, probe the edges, and force defenders to make decisions on the fly. Young players like Campbell have to trust their instincts, trust the coaching, and trust the preparation that's been drilled into them throughout the season. It's one thing to read a scouting report or practice a technique in a controlled environment, but it's another to react in real time to a quarterback of Josh Allen's caliber or a running back capable of explosive plays. The Eagles' defensive line, linebackers, and secondary must operate in sync, recognizing tendencies, communicating effectively, and closing down opportunities before they develop. Discipline, awareness, and anticipation are the pillars of successful defensive execution against a high-powered offense. Meanwhile, the offensive game plan emphasizes versatility and balance. Under-center snaps with Hurts are more than just a nod to traditional football. They allow for a seamless integration of running and passing concepts that challenge defensive alignment, whether it's a read option, play action, or a cleverly disguised screen. These plays create uncertainty and force defenders to make choices that can be exploited. The effectiveness of this strategy depends on timing, precision, and the ability of key players to capitalize on openings. Devonta Smith's agility, A.J. Brown's physicality, and Tank Bigsby's explosiveness combine to create multiple threats, each capable of turning a routine play into a game-altering moment. It's not just about individual talent. It's about cohesion and the ability to execute the plan under pressure, maintaining composure even when the stakes are high. Mentally, the team is preparing for a high-pressure environment. The game isn't just about physical skill. It's a mental chess match, with each team attempting to predict the other's strategy, anticipate movements, and exploit tendencies. Confidence in execution, trust in teammates, and a clear understanding of responsibilities are essential. Hurts' leadership on offense, combined with the defensive unit's focus, will be the defining factors in how well the Eagles navigate this test. Every snap, every read, and every decision contributes to the larger narrative of the game, and the ability to maintain focus amidst the noise is critical. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. What began as an offhand remark has quickly grown into a whisper circulating through media circles and NFL fan bases alike. Joe Buck, one of the most recognizable voices in American sports broadcasting, is rumored to have spoken critically about the Philadelphia Eagles, and the alleged comments have sparked debate well beyond the broadcast booth. While no official transcript or recording has been confirmed, the tone and content attributed to Buck are already fueling speculation about deeper tensions between national broadcasters and one of the league's most polarizing franchises. According to people familiar with the situation, Buck's remarks were not directed at a single play or moment, but rather at the broader identity of the Eagles. The criticism is said to have focused on consistency, decision-making, and what Buck allegedly framed as a recurring gap between expectation and execution. For a team whose fan base prides itself on resilience and intensity, even the suggestion of dismissiveness from a national voice carries weight. The Eagles, long accustomed to being under a microscope, have often embraced an us against the world mentality. That is precisely why this rumor has gained traction. Supporters argue that Buck, intentionally or not, may have reinforced the perception that the team is judged more harshly than others with similar resumes. Detractors, on the other hand, believe the rumored comments reflect a growing impatience among analysts who expect more from a roster widely considered elite on paper. Joe Buck himself is no stranger to controversy. Over the years, his commentary style has drawn both praise for its restraint and criticism for its perceived lack of emotion or bias. If the rumors are accurate, this situation could represent another chapter in the ongoing conversation about the power commentators hold in shaping narratives around teams and players. For now, everything remains in the realm of speculation. No clarification has been issued, and no direct response has emerged from the Eagles organization. Yet the buzz continues to grow. A reminder that in modern sports culture, even rumored words can carry the weight of headlines, especially when they involve a voice as influential as Joe Buck and a franchise as scrutinized as the Philadelphia Eagles. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.